Okay, I promise this will be my last vlog on this Monday. I think this would be number 6. Anyway, welcome from Smyrna, Georgia. Lovely sunny day, probably temperatures in the high 60s. Might have hit 70 by now. We've had a lot of cold, wet weather, and we decided we would get out and ride first time this year. And this is February 3rd, I believe. But anyway, the problem I have with being retired is I don't have a whole lot going on that comes into my life just spontaneously. When I worked as a salesman, I talked to, people all day long. I might talk to 100 people in a day, and gave me all kinds of ideas, get my mind working, get me all kinds of ideas for a blog. I had an hour to hour and a half ride one way to and from work. That gave me time to sit and think of things I might want to talk about and say. But when you're retired, mostly I sit in a chair. That's what most of my time. Now, that doesn't mean I'm always in that chair, but like my recent plumbing emergencies, I've been out of that chair quite a bit. But for the most part, we're old. We sit there, watch TV, I'll get online, I'll watch you guys' videos, stuff like that. Catch up with family on Facebook and see what's going on with them. That's the one benefit I see to Facebook. I get a chance to see pictures of my grandkids and great-grandkids, and I get to hear about what's going on in their lives. And it's on their terms, in terms of, it's not just me calling them up there, because they're all busy. I mean, God, everybody's got a life. Even up in North Carolina, even my youngest granddaughter is 18 now. She's got a full-time job. Well, she's finishing high school. But she's got a job after school, so between school and work, she doesn't have a lot of time for me. And but that's great, and that's fine. But every now and then I'll see something, she'll post something, or I'll hear something about her online, so I can keep up with what's going on. And she will answer the phone if I pick it up, if I can pick at the right time. If I can figure out when she's not working, not sleeping and not going to school, I can give her a call. But that's okay. But the point is that I don't get a lot of different ideas. I don't want to just look at videos and say, oh, well, so-and-so did this, so I'll copy that. And it used to be, a while back, we used to get challenges. And I think people still do challenges, and I'm not a real big necessarily fan about that. I'd rather hear about somebody's life, what's going on with their life. And, Smyrna Cowboy posted his Christmas parade ride, series of videos with his daughter, rode with him. And those are great. That's stuff I like to see, stuff like that, And Chestnut Mountain Tin Man pretty much shares his whole day, his ride, every day, whether it's going to the gun range or the doctor or the store or wherever, or meeting with his old cop buddies. Just all interesting stuff. And that's what I like. I'd like to be able to add to that, but really, my life's kind of boring right now. I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff going on, but it's family stuff, It's what my daughter said, or what my brother said, or not brother, my son said, or my stepson, whatever. No. There's not a lot of. There you go. That's a nice, friendly lady. Wave to me. Just like I said, not a lot of stuff goes on, and I don't want to be boring. I don't want to bore you to tears. If you're going to take the trouble to watch one of my videos, I'd like to have something worthwhile in it. But, I don't know. I mean, I could tell I did jokes. I actually sang a couple times, and I got many, many requests not to ever do that again. And so I have refrained from that, although there's some real snazzy little tunes I could belt out. But when you have to do it a cappella, it kind of takes away from the performance a little bit. And whereas the bike here provides a really great bass note, that's about it. Anyway, think of something interesting happening in your life, please do share it. I love to hear about them. Kind of helps me break the monotony of sitting from terror to boredom, which is being retired. But a lot of good things happening. My oldest granddaughter got married. She's unfortunately has to move far away from me, but we'll take being retired. We can hop in the car and go visit her. Grab the camper maybe sometime and go up and visit, stay somewhere for a while. But that car just ran that light so big. Woo-wee. I tell you what, you come to Smyrna or just Atlanta in general, I want to tell you what the traffic rules are. Now, according to Susan, and she heard this in a courtroom once, the judge said it is against the law in Georgia to enter an intersection that the light is yellow. Now, physics be damned, that's impossible to do. You know, if you're running 30 miles an hour and the light turns yellow and you're 3 feet from the white line, you can't stop, and you're not going to stop, and you're not even going to try to stop. And physics says you can't stop. The laws of physics supersede the laws of man. I just got to tell you right there up front. But what I was going to tell you was how you do a turn like this, an intersection. The light turns green. If you're the first one, the light turns green. You count to 3. You look to the right. You look to the left. And if it looks clear and it looks like everybody's stopping, you can go ahead and go. But you got to keep your head on the swivel because you never know. And I'm talking about when I'm in the car or even in the truck with a camper. People here have their heads down in their laps, on their phones, on their tablets, whatever the hell it is, and they absolutely positively will not stop for a red light. I mean, I've got a video that I posted that I just happened to catch it coming out of our neighborhood. The light turned green. The van in front of me hesitated for a second, and then they went on across and were absolutely T-boned by a lady coming down the hill. Never even touched her brakes. Never left a skid, not one skid mark. And, you know, just destroyed both vehicles. And fortunately, nobody was hurt. At least nobody that I know of. They weren't complaining when they were on the scene. But they just run light. Now they're starting to put in some traffic stoplights here, some cameras, so that you know they're going to. But that's all that is a fine. I mean, that's not going to stop it. You know, I just fine people. But you gotta be real careful around here. That's why we don't ride much around here. It's really gotten horrible. And I mentioned before, I had 2 really good friends years ago who used to ride, had matching Triumph Bonnevilles, and they quit riding. They went riding one day, and a lady crossed the center line while she was on her cell phone, and took up about half the lane, and they were able to get by her. But I don't think she looked up until the first bike went by her. And they said that was it. And he sold his bikes the next day. They never rode again. And I hate that. You know, they love to ride. It was something they could do as a couple, and they really enjoyed it. He'd been riding all his life just like me. But he said, nope, I'm not going to take a chance on not spending any more time with my kids and my grandkids just because somebody was so engrossed in a text or a video that they couldn't be bothered to stay in their lane. And anyway, I don't want to rant. This is not a rant video. But I just want to warn you, if you come to Atlanta, keep your head on the swivel. And that may be true for everywhere. I just know what's happening here right now. Anyway, we're going to be at the house soon. And like I said, I promised that this would be the last video today. And it will be, because I'm going to run out of battery here in a minute. And, but thought I would get on here this last time and regale you with my boring life. But anyway, everybody take care. If you have something interesting happen, I'd love to hear about it. In the meantime, take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.